Well, another day in the warehouse. The video went up this morning. Today's Thursday. This will be my last day in the warehouse. I get to go and enjoy another golf tournament this weekend. But the video went up this morning, and a lot of people have sent emails asking where can I find the wild meats. Very simply, our website is Wild Meats, wildmeats.com. And I guess I flew through this too fast yesterday, so we're going to give a quick synopsis here. That's our beef jerky. This is the big 15-ounce bags. You can see it's a really good, high-quality jerky. I do not manufacture it. I'll give a little story about this, though. For years, I've had the TV show in Pennsylvania, and I've basically been to a lot of events, and we do speaking engagements, and 3 straight weeks. This was back in the fall winter of 2013 into 2014, and it was the fall winter, and I set up at these events and do my speaking engagement. I just happened to be set up by somebody who had a beef jerky stand, and it was 3 different people at 3 different events. One was in, I think, the Jaffa show in Altoona, where a guy was, an older gentleman, was basically cooking this stuff in his kitchen. He was selling it out of a freezer, and it was just, I think it was buy 5 get 1 free for $5. Little sticks of this jerky he was doing in his kitchen. And then I went to, I think, Elmira, New York, and somebody had some private label stuff there. And anyway, long story short, I did 3 events, and we left that 3rd event. I sold a few videos, a few t-shirts, a few hats, whatever, and my whole thing was to be there to speak. But we left, and the guy I was with looked at me and said, "Dude, you know what you need to do? You need to do beef jerky." I always was looking to capitalize. That's the one thing I think people have a misconception about when it comes to television. They think that a lot of times the networks pay us to run the TV shows, and that's just not the case. In outdoor television, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be some peon like me, or you can be Ted Nugent, and you're still paying the network to run your program. There are differences in pricing structures depending on what channel you are. The highest channel is the outdoor channel, and you're going to pay more money to run on that. But it's a completely different ball game than Discovery or E-Network or MTV or any of them. They pay to have those shows. Outdoor television, pretty much across the board, doesn't matter. Myself, anybody else in this industry that's doing a show, Ted Nugent, Michael Waddell, all those people pay for their own airtime. And I think there's a big misconception that people think that we're getting paid, and that's not the case. We're paying. So there's not a lot of residual value in that. You may get some sponsors, and definitely a shout out to Duke Traps and Bill and TA. They've been big supporters of mine, and they've been part of my processes for a long time. But without them, I couldn't do a TV show. I could not do a TV show without having them as a sponsor to help me pay that airtime. So I was always looking for something that had a residual value, and I saw these people selling the beef and stuff. So that's how the Wild Meats was created. I spent 3 or 4 months. There was about 8 companies I found that would, they had pretty good reviews, and I basically reached out and said, I'd like to get some samples because I want to see what I'm going to hopefully put my name on. And one of the companies said, well, we don't send out samples. And I'm like, well, I guess you don't want my business, because that's fine. So I got 7 different companies that sent me their samples. And I had a little cheat sheet that I had drawn up, like a little Excel sheet: taste, texture, packaging, overall value, pricing was the last thing. And I did not look at the pricing before I tasted it, felt it, looked at the packaging, and I gave each thing a number, 1 to 5. Like if the taste was really good, it got a 4, 4.5. I'm not somebody who gives a 10 or a 100%. It's very hard for me. My kid gets on me all the time. He's like, you know, how do you think I played today? I'm like, oh, you played pretty good. I'd give you a 9. Well, what do you mean, not a 10? I'm like, son, I don't give 10s. And that's probably due to my sports background, always pushing and trying to do a little bit more and not being content with where I was at. So I push him, and you know, I gave everything a grade though. There were like 5 or 6, 7 different criterias, and then there was a final grade. And then I looked at the pricing. Well, once you know it, the one I gave the highest grade to cost me the most money to get, but that's why we chose who we chose. And we chose a group that I get all my beef sticks. That's the black pepper. That's the only one we have in stock. And we also have the black pepper and mild jerky in the 2.85s. But you can see it's a very good, clean jerky. There's not a lot of fat, no gristle. And really, it's second to none. The company that I use for this really does a great job. They do a great job on the bulk beef sticks, the 120 count sticks. That's the mild. We have mild and spicy on those, but it's 120 snack sticks. They make a great thing for a party, and it's actually a nice little gift too. So we have that, and then as we got our brick and mortar, we started to move on to the summer sausages. This is the elk. They're a 6-ounce summer sausage. We have venison with cheddar, elk with cheddar, water buffalo, and wild boar. We also have that in the stick form with a 4-ounce. We do carry the alligator summer sausage, the game sausage, and you can see that's a really good game sausage. This comes in alligator, elk, and bison. And we also, there's none in stock, but we also have that in 7-ounce sticks. Bison jerky, elk, venison, wild boar, and we have it in the smaller packages as well. And then the flat jerky single sticks. And then as I showed you yesterday, we showed you the elk with cheddar yesterday. This is the wild boar. That's the wild boar stick, which is a very good meaty stick as well. But that's the synopsis of Wild Meats. Our website is wildmeats.com. We're actually revamping the whole website. The website that's up right now will actually be probably different in about 2 weeks. We've completely revamped it, modernized it to where we show a lot more of the product pictures to help people out. But that's the Wild Meats. And now it's back to the trapping stuff. Miss Cindy's still plugging away on the Easy Raccoon, pretty much locking them up. We've got quite a few of them packaged up, and over here, as I showed you yesterday, we're starting to wax the tops, and Miss Renee's enjoying that today. Is it working better?
It is. Actually, it's quite easy.
Well, as far as what you think, difference to the tape to the wax, what do you think? You think it's a better process? Because I surely do.
I do think it's going to work much better.
Yeah, because once you crack the lid on one of them, especially those bad medicine, they will tend to keep you work. Pretty cool, but they're doing that today. I did get my beaver meat and livers and stuff, and I didn't show that process at the end of the day. That was that was messy. But we are going to, I got one little bit to do. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buckets of the deer pods. I might get to that later today. I got some other stuff I need to do first. But ultimately, we're going to be out of the warehouse the next 3 or 4 days. Going to go on the golf course, and I'll be on the golf course another 4 days out of 5. The man-child's got two more tournaments. He's got 3 before his high school season starts, but it's a lot cooler today. We're not sweating and tearing things up, but Oh yeah, I still haven't got this. I think I showed this a week ago. All of the hog snares that we got purchased that I need to get in boxes and get them on the pallet. Basically about 6 dozen fit in each. And here are the boxes of taped Muskol, Red Vixen, and over there I think is the Bad Medicine, but they're all ready, waxed and ready to go. I actually do like that process. I think it's gonna keep.
Looks nice.
Well, yeah, it's gonna keep it a lot more from any leakage. I think that tape was drawing out some of that through from some reason. I don't know, but
I think it's gonna be good.
yeah, doing great. Appreciate it. But we're just cleaning up. As I said yesterday, I did get few comments on that. As I said, we are going to open towards the fall, probably early to mid-September. We will open up for retail, and if you need any snare parts or anything of that nature, gifts, fur, anything like that. These are all beaver slides that I need to box up. I counted them out yesterday. 5 foot and 8 foot 1/8 inch, and also 3/32 inch. We'll box them up, and if you need any Pennsylvania cable restraints, we have them for you. Rabbit snares, all of that stuff, and our wall of products. But all in all, I'm going to start doing a couple things. I got a few more things I need to box up. Miss Cindy's going to continue to pound these out. That's our easy raccoon, as I said. And if you are, as I said, in the area where Shields is, they'll be on the shelves in Shields, as well as Midway USA. You're getting a good system down, aren't you?
I certainly am.
Knocking them out. Perfect. But I'm going to finish them up. And you know what? Before I leave, just because I'm kind of anal that way, I am going to probably do those deer pods today. I'm going to do those 6 buckets of deer pods. And I have to go up the hill first, pick up my kid. He's at the course. I'll pick him up, and I'll come down and make him earn his dinner tonight. We're going to work on those deer pods and get them all ready to go. And we'll show that process as well. So we'll be back messing with those here in a little bit. Out here on the course, Mama's got her little clutch with her. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6. They can hardly. Actually, there's one head popped up there. 7. Might even be more than that. Pretty cool. That's a little pulse. Some of them hopefully will make it to the fall and be bigger turks. You can see them jumping up down there. They can hardly even see above the grass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Total of 8. That's pretty cool. It's good to see that. It's one of the reasons why we go out and trap. Make sure the poults have a little less pressure and they get to at least this age, and now they have to escape all the foxes and the coyotes and the hawks, the eagles, the owls, but looks like Mama's doing a pretty good job with them. Pretty awesome. What do you think of that, Hunter?
Pretty cool.
Getting your work in?
Yeah.
Looks like a storm's coming in tonight, boy.
Sure does.
Storms are coming, storms are brewing. But big tourney this weekend.
Yeah, the 13th and 14th.
You don't like the course you're on, though, do you?
That's okay. Haven't had some good scores there ever, but we're gonna try and do it this week.
Yeah, you're gonna bear down and get it done. Pretty cool seeing them little poults. There's the 8th one walking out to Mama. Pretty awesome. Well, it's that time. We've got our stuff done, and we're going to work on the deer pods. 6 buckets. I got some help here. Hunter, come on down here. Got him off the golf course. It's a good time to put you in manual labor, son. Manual labor so that you can earn your dinner.
Yes.
I'm gonna make him carry these down. Just grab that bucket there on the left. Yeah, just that one on the left. We're gonna start with that one. I told you I was gonna grind these, and this is my first chore with the Muscalon, which is one of Johnny's lures. And for all you guys out there that saw back in the day, I filmed a video making your own deer lure with Johnny, and this is exactly the part that we used for the making of the deer lure video. But if you also saw that, Johnny actually said how it was a great woofer lure and it was attractive to a lot of different animals. The Muscalon doesn't just have the, I believe it was Tonkin musk. He tinctured out with vodka, and what else did we put in it? I can't even remember, it's been so long. The 4 ounces of deer musk, which is the pods. I believe it was 4 ounces of the vodka, the Tonkin musk, and it might have been glycerin that he put in there. Maybe I think he might have used propylene glycol for that, but I'm not sure. But I'm not to grind these. I checked the book, I checked the formula, and I have to actually scrape the paste out of the pods like he did in that video. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna actually, where are my empties? I got some empty quart jars right there next to the fish juice. I'm gonna scrape them out. We're gonna put them in the glass jars because his formula does call for that to be stored in glass jars, and tincture it with 190. And the formula calls for it to be tinctured for at least 6 months. Where's your tournament at this weekend?
It's in New Jersey. It's kind of just off the border of PA, probably maybe.
It's just north of Newark, right?
Yeah, just outside of Pocono. It's probably like 45 minutes or so.
And then what, 2 days later we go to the, which one?
Philmont, down near Philly.
North Philly. So you got 2 tournaments this week. And then after I spend the 4 or 5 days at the golf course, I'll come back here, we'll load the trailer, and we'll be heading to South Dakota for the NTA convention. I'm actually gonna, I won't be in the warehouse, obviously. I'll be in South Dakota at the national convention, but I'm gonna film while I'm out there and do some interviews with some people. I got some people on the list that I want to talk with and get their opinions on a lot of different things for, you know, just a lot of multifaceted angles of trapping, the fur market. I have a lot of different things in my mind that I want to kind of film and kind of hopefully surprise some people and show some different ideas. And that's basically what trapping is. Trapping's not one way. Trapping's not like we're showing you how we're doing these baits and lures, and we're showing you a lot of this warehouse process, but this is what works for me. It may not work for everybody. And that's the one thing that I like to mention when I do a seminar. When I show how to, whether it's a Bobcat set or a Coyote set or a Raccoon set or whatever, it's how I do things and it's what works for me. It doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to do it the exact same way. And that's one good thing about the trapping industry and trapping in general. You can learn things and incorporate them into your own toolbox and your brain. And that's what's really cool. There's not one set way, and that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to give you some information, help you in your own processes. And speaking of processes, we're going to start on the deer balls right now, showing you what we're going to do with those and tincture those out. And that tincture will be ready in 6 months, and we'll put the Muscalon together and have that ready. Basically, Johnny was cutting these, and they're going to have a paste in them. You can see that paste. That's the paste that we want. We want to basically get that paste out. That's the true value of the deer pod. And we're going to get all of that paste and pull that out. And that's really what we're going to be tincturing when we mix this with the vodka. With the actual, you know, paste or pod of the deer, we have the skin and all of that left over. We are not going to waste that skin. We're going to take all of the pod material and we're going to get all of this out, squeeze it out, and that's going to go into our tincture that we're going to use for the Muscalon. But these skins that are left, the actual testicle sac itself, we are going to use that and grind it, and that's going to be used as the binder for all of the ingredients that we're using in this lure. So there is a value to this paste as well, but there's a value to these pods as well as we go through this process. So one thing I do want to say, I did get a couple emails from people. They saw me not using gloves the other day when I was doing the beaver caster. I was reaching in the beaver caster. I don't really worry about the beaver. I'm not saying everybody out there should not use gloves when they're using beaver, but you can see when I'm dealing with the red fox glands, the coyote glands, these deer balls, I am going to wear gloves. I don't go and do all this stuff without gloves. I think you're asking for a lot of trouble. I know there's a lot of guys out there, you skin critters without gloves, and that's your prerogative. That's you're right. I don't skin animals without gloves. I like to have gloves on. I've had I don't know, maybe it's coincidence or what, but I've had scabies twice. I don't know if anybody's had scabies out there ever, but scabies is not fun. It's a skin mite that actually gets you right here on your belly. And both times I got scabies, I had been skinning muskrats on my lap, both times. And anybody out there that's had scabies knows that when you take a hot shower, it activates them. And they will just make you itch to where you just take your nails and you're scraping the hell out of yourself. Like I was saying, the first time I ever had them, I've had them twice. One was in college, where I had to go to the dorm infirmary to get some medicine. They give you a cream and you put that on and it kills it. And then I got it again when I was first doing the video stuff in 2003. But both times I was skinning muskrats off of my lap without anything. And like I said, it might be a coincidence. It might be whatever, but I got scabies twice, and both times I was skinning muskrats on my lap. So that's why I'm wearing gloves. I don't want to get anything I don't want, and it's obviously a lot more cleanly to do this type of stuff if you are going to do it at home with gloves. And I'd highly recommend that if you do this, whether it's caster or whatever, that you are using gloves. But you can see that paste now. That's you can actually turn it right into a paste. You can see that's the active ingredient right there. That in and of itself is the the musk, the true deer musk, right out of the testicles. And you can see it's already a paste, and that would probably work for you if you use that. But we're going to tincture it. Once we get this done, we're going to tincture it in the 190 proof vodka. But we're just cutting these open, mixing it up with some magic deer pod. And this stuff is the main factor for the Muscalon lure that Johnny said was one of the best woofer lures he had ever seen. So, but I'm sitting here and we got 6 buckets of these deer testicles, and I'm wondering, because these were purchased when I bought the company. They've been in that bucket for years, which they're probably already pretty well good to go as far as that tincture, but I'm going to do it by the way the method says in the book, the vodka. And this stuff is just, it's not a unpleasant smell per se on the pod itself, but boy, when you first crack that lid, that hits you like a rock coming out of there, right in the forehead. But we're just scraping all of this paste off. We're getting everything that we can get. And as I said, we are going to grind them up as well. So that's the deer musk. It's going to be in the Muscalon, the main ingredient. And we're going to continue to do that and try and get a lot of these done, most of them done, if not all of them done today. This musk now is going to go, actually I don't even need to slide it in. I'll just pick it up and put it down in there. We're going to fill these about halfway. We don't want to fill them to the top because we want to get that vodka in there. But we're going to fill them, smash them down to about halfway, and then we're going to fill them with vodka and let them tincture out. We'll have these ground up, and we'll use, once we get these done, we'll grind them up and use them as the base for this lure with all the other stuff that goes into it. But this is the process and the start of the Muscalon, and thought we'd show you that. But got some more deer balls, but the deer testicles are going to get cut up and used accordingly to make this lure exactly how Johnny did 30, 40, 50 years ago. So let's get back at it.
Email us today for a free catalog to browse all of our traps and snares, baits and lures, and much more. Get all of your trapping and predation control needs by emailing to info@NorthAmericanTrapper.com for your free catalog. Proven products equals proven conservation.